Hey, what's up guys? E back with another action figure review. Today we are looking at the Hasbro Star Wars The Black Series. This is the Clone Wars Anakin Skywalker Target exclusive figure. This is based off the 50th anniversary of Lucasfilm. So they released this figure in tribute to that, along with three other figures. We had Obi-Wan, Clone Trooper, or Clone Pilot Hawk I should say, and then we had the ARC Trooper Echo. This is the final one of the four. I have reviewed the others, so in case you guys missed that, be sure to go check those videos out. They are up now. Now that leaves us with Anakin. So this is our animated Clone Wars version of Anakin. Although it's based off the animation, he does come with a realistic head sculpt, so it can go well with your other Star Wars figures. So there's the front of the box. It is in tribute to the 3 3/4 inch line of Clone Wars figures. Here's the side, and then there's the back side there. Pretty much just showing a timeline of the Star Wars. Alright, so here we have Anakin Skywalker out of the box. Looking very nice because this is the animated attire. First time we've gotten a figure of Anakin in this design. Very happy that they went ahead and released this figure along with Obi-Wan Kenobi and some other clones. Very cool, and I think they look great. Now with that being said, if you guys watched my previous reviews, you'll know that I said this in those reviews, but I do wish that these figures came with alternate heads. Where we could have an animated sculpted head, along with an alternate as a realistic head. So we could have this head and then we can have the animated version of Anakin, so we could display them in whichever form that we wish. I think that would have been cool to have for Obi-Wan, Anakin, and even ARC Trooper Echo to have. So Anakin only comes with his lightsaber, very similar to Obi-Wan Kenobi. He only came with a lightsaber and that's it. So very light on accessories. Nothing really else you could give him except maybe an extra head and maybe some hands too, but that's all. So we get the lightsaber that comes apart at the hilt, or you could just have the hilt if you wish, and you can see the hilt's done, pretty nice. Standard stuff for Hasbro now. And then you could just put the blade back in, and then you can have it ignited just fine. So pretty basic stuff here. So here we have a closer look at the face sculpt, head sculpt of Anakin Skywalker. And I don't know what all the fuss is about, but I've been hearing a lot of complaints about this head sculpt. It looks fine to me. I don't get why people are complaining. People just complain just for the sake of complaining nowadays. So it is what it is, but I am totally fine with it. It seems like it's a younger version of Anakin, which makes sense because he was younger in the Clone Wars compared to what he was in Episode 3. Obviously, Clone Wars leads up to Episode 3, but if we were looking at Anakin in the beginning of Clone Wars, he was much younger, so it makes sense. It's not even that big of a difference. He's not like he's a kid or anything. I think it's fine, to be honest. So, anyways, there's the head sculpt, face sculpt. Looks great. I like it. Looks good. Going down to the torso, you can see all the texture on the clothing here, on the side. In the back, nothing too crazy going on here, but the paint job is done very well. It looks good. We got some soft goods here at the tunic or skirt area of his outfit. You can see right there, pretty cool. And then down to the ankles and legs. The only thing I can see here, which is kind of weird, is I don't know if you could pick it up, but it's kind of bent outwards. Very weird. I don't know if it's warped or if maybe the shins are backwards. But from knee down to the ankle, it's like going outwards. I'm gonna back it up here a little bit so maybe you can see that, but I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but it does definitely look like it's a little weird. It could just be my version of the figure. Then here we can see that he can hold his weapon, his lightsaber, just fine in his hand. Same goes for the other hand. It's pretty much sculpted the same way, so that's good to know. And there's also a little peg hole on his waist where you can peg in the hilt of the lightsaber right there. So you can give it a holstered look right there. It looks good. When it comes to the articulation, the head actually moves quite a bit. He looks up about that much and he looks down that much. Left and right head tilts. And then the neck is also articulated, so that helps around with the articulation. Arms are going to go forward and back. We get this soft plastic for the shoulder pads, so that doesn't hinder any movement at all, so that's good. We get the butterfly joints at the arms. Don't really do too much, but they are there and they do help out a little bit with the articulation, so I'll take it. No bicep swivel. We have a single jointed elbow, which is pretty common with Black Series. Swivel at that elbow, swivel at the wrist with a hinge, And then we have a waist swivel ball joint, so it swivels, goes forward and back. Legs are going to go forward, and that's where that soft goods come into play, because look at that. He could easily kick his leg forward, goes back, in and out. We have these cuts in these harder plastic, outer plastic, rubberish material, so that's good. Thigh swivel, double jointed knees. Then we get the ankle rocker going forward and back, and then side to side. So for our figure comparisons, I'll throw in some Anakins. So we have the Episode 2 Anakin Skywalker on the left side. Of course, this is our Clone Wars version, and then here we have our Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith Anakin Skywalker with the head sculpt of when he turns to the dark side right there. Up next here we have him next to the Season 7 Clone Wars version of Ahsoka Tano. Now this one doesn't entirely make sense because by this point Anakin was already in the Episode 3 stage of Anakin, so he wouldn't be wearing this and he would have that longer hair. But just for the sake of comparisons, and since they're both Clone Wars, figured I'd throw her in there. Still would look good next to, this Anakin. That being said, we do definitely need a younger version of Ahsoka. Up next, there he is next to the clone pilot Hawk, also part of this wave of Clone Wars figures. And then next up, we have him next to the ARC Trooper Echo figure. And a little attempt there to get them posed up next to each other, but here we have Obi-Wan and Anakin, Master and Padawan, next to each other. So these, of course, are going to go well with each other because they're both from the Clone Wars, design. And it's Anakin and Obi-Wan, of course. So if you're getting one, you definitely got to get the other. Alright guys, and that's going to conclude my review of the Star Wars The Black Series Clone Wars version of Anakin Skywalker, Target exclusive. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below if you haven't done so already. And as always, have a great day. Bye.
That's crispy.